Thank you for the one like. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoever you are. Thank you. Hello, six people. Hello, everybody. I wanted to come on here and tell you guys earlier I was tired and I was so frustrated. I was pissed. I wasn't mad at you guys. I was just tired and I needed to sleep. I was so bad. I don't know if y'all saw the video earlier. I was just tired. I was tired. I needed to rest and I was frustrated and I was like, somebody said something and I just said, bye y'all. I just hung up. Yeah, I was real mad. Anyway, mad at myself, I guess. Now, somebody asked me how was the show. I haven't had the show yet. The show is tonight, Sunday night. Now, the other show is in 2 weeks in Atlanta. That's the comedy show. So somebody left a comment and say, when is the show? The show is that. No, you had the show yet. My show here in Dallas is tonight, Sunday night. Well, Sunday day party. It starts at 4 o'clock. So I took some rest, took a nap, and I'm up, but I'm gonna go back to sleep because I got a long day tomorrow. I got a long day tomorrow, so yeah. Whew. Because when I was on here early, nobody wasn't saying nothing to me. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all don't want to talk. Somebody asked some dumbass random question about Samantha Guthrie. Like, what the fuck? We not talking about no damn. I mean, damn. If you're gonna talk about something that's not old. Like that's old. I was thinking, well, what happened? Did they find a body? Did they find? Oh, they found out that she died not too long after they kidnapped her. Bitch, that is old. That's old tea. That ain't nothing new. And then somebody said something about the young black guy who ended up dead. And I was like, well, I don't know much about that. And I mean, I could have talked about it, but I just wanted people to just talk about something that wasn't so damn depressing. You know what I mean? But anyway, I was tired and frustrated. So I was like, I gotta go, y'all. Bye. And, and I just hung up the line. Well, my mom said I was born on an early Sunday morning, July the 10th. And my aunt named me. She named me. My Aunt Johnette Jones. May she rest in peace. I felt bad because when she passed away, I didn't go to her funeral. Something happened in our family where my mother had a disagreement with it's something happened. But let me tell y'all, I'm built different from a lot of people. When you fall out with my mama, if my mama fall out with you, bitch, I don't speak to you. I wouldn't give a damn. I don't know. I'm built different from other people. I got some brothers and sisters that, okay, put it like this. I had a cousin. She my first cousin, right? When she didn't have nowhere to stay, my mama let her move in her house, my mama's house. Because my mom, back in the day, she did, she used to work overnight and she used to work, what do you call them places where you go stay for a long time? No, tell your mom to go to sleep. You're blocked. Goodbye. So whatever the places where you go and you work all weekend, or you could stay there like a group home or something like that. So my mom did that type of work, and so she would be gone for like months. Well, 2 or 3 weeks, and then she'd go home, whatever. So she let my cousin stay there. My first cousin, she let her stay at the house. My first cousin even had the nerve to move somebody in. Mhm. And my mom she's so sweet. That's where I get it from. She's just nice and she just try to help everybody, But me and my mom different when it comes to that. I try to help people, but my mom will let somebody move in her house. I'm not letting you move in my house. Nope, I'm not doing that. So anyway, She let my cousin move in. My cousin never paid no rent, no nothing. The bitch didn't even have a job. And then you gonna move somebody in because the person that she moved in was somebody that was supposedly going to help fix up the house or whatever, get our house done or whatever. They never did that. My cousin came in there and she removed my mom's door from her. I mean, she just did a lot of shit. You shouldn't be removing. If anything, if somebody gave me a place to stay for free, y'all, bitch, I'd be stacking my paychecks. I would make sure that yard is clean, that house is clean. I would make sure that that she would have to worry about the lights because she's never there. I wouldn't have no strangers in the house. You get what I'm saying? I would do everything I can, and I'll be stacking my papers, especially when I know because my mama house was paid for. So I wouldn't do anything to piss a person off that let me stay there for free. I'd be like, okay, good. I'm gonna stack these pay. I'll get me 2 goddamn jobs. And I'll be working my ass off, saving my money to get my own place. Well, my cousin, she fell out with my mom because of the situation where she let somebody move in and they didn't do what they said they was going to do. So my mom was like, y'all got to move. So the bitch got an attitude with my mama. Even till this day, she had the nerve. The bitch got the nerves to have an attitude with my mama. Well, my mama they don't speak. So, and I know the real tea. So why would I speak to you when you don't speak to my mama? Now, my sister, my brother, all them, they speak to her, but the bitch, no, I don't speak to her. I'm built different. I'm built different from that, baby. When it comes to my mama, I'm taking to my mama's side. And then she moved down the street with a man down the street and stayed with him for free. And he ended up putting her out because she didn't want to work. Some people just... So I was saying that my aunt that named me, I didn't go to her funeral because they had got into it with my mom about something. No, right. We don't play that. No, I'm taking her side. Even if she's wrong, I'm taking her side. No. But, and my mama, my aunt who named me in Austin, who's dead now, she didn't follow with my mom, but her kids, her grandkids, they said something online about my mom. They said something. I don't know what they said, but it was a big mess, right? And so when my mom got into it with them, they just pretty much just like fell out. So I didn't go to the funeral because they weren't talking to my mama. So no, but my other brothers and sisters went. I said, "Bitch, y'all, I don't know where the fuck y'all, what side of the pussy y'all came out on." But when it comes to my mama, if you ain't speaking to my mama, I ain't speaking to you. If you ain't speaking to my mama, I'm not speaking to you. If you ain't speaking to my mama, I'm not speaking to you. So we just keep it moving. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm built different. I don't know. Maybe I came from the left side of my mama's vagina, the right, the bottom of the toe. I don't know. But when it comes to my mama, I don't play. So, but yeah, and my cousin to this day, and then me and my cousin fell out because what just came out. Me and my cousin fell out because, see what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go. That's it. I got a brother now that don't speak to my mama because she was going to sell him the house. And he wasn't even man enough to talk to mama about the house. He had this fucking bitch girlfriend / wife of his calling my mama, talking about the house. Mama said, you need to tell him to call me if he want to buy this house. See, they thought they was slick. What they was going to do is they was going to sell their house and move in my mama's house and stay there rent free. But you got the nerves. You don't want to cut my mama's yard. The motherfucker you got a little lawn service and you don't even want to cut your own mama's yard. You don't even speak to your mama. So my mama she asked him for a little bit of money up front. And the girlfriend / wife They have the money, and my mom said it wasn't even over $500, y'all. Because my mom was like, "Well, I'll move out so y'all can move in, and then till the money kick in, then whatever like that." I'll sell y'all the house. They didn't even give them. Do you know if somebody wanted for it? I think it was $500. That's all my mama wanted, because she wanted to make sure that if she moved out, she got somewhere to stay till the house get sold. It was gonna get sold, right? Do you know that my brother didn't want to give my mama no money? My mama said, "No, we're not for to do this." And he ain't spoke to my mama since. If me and my mama talked the other day, I told my mama, I said, "Mama, we need to get all this shit straight before if you leave before me, we got to get this shit straight." Because I'm telling you right now, mama, if you die and I'm still here, and that motherfucker think he gonna come up to the funeral, he's not going to be allowed to come into your funeral. And I know y'all may be like, "That's not right, PJ. That's his mama." Well, he didn't think about that when she was living. He don't visit her. He don't speak to her. He don't come say hi. All because she didn't sell him the motherfucking house. The fuck? No, bitch, you're not coming up. That's why I say you got to put me in charge of this shit, because my other brothers and sisters, oh, they don't care. They just let whatever happen, whatever happen. No, we're not doing this. No, you're not coming up in here. I'll have your ass arrested. He didn't even go to his own goddamn daddy's funeral. His father, his own daddy. That's my stepfather, and I went to the funeral. But when daddy died, guess what he did? He ran his ass up to the house and got everything out the motherfucking house. And didn't even go visit his daddy. He got a problem. My brother he's sick. That's what's wrong with him. He's sick in the fucking head. And then I was getting back to my first cousin. Me and her stopped speaking because when her son got HIV and shit like that, and she went on this Jesus saves and he's going to get healed and he's going to church and God then saved him from homosexuality. Nah, bitch, he need to take his motherfucking medicine. That's what he needs to do. What she didn't fucking know was he was still fucking boys, okay? Grown men is what I mean, but I said men. He was still fucking and messing around, and I knew because they was telling me in Houston what he was doing and still doing drugs. But you run around here talking about God gonna heal him. Well, he might heal him, but he need to take his motherfucking medicine. And my cousin, that was my first cousin's son, he wasn't taking his goddamn medicine, and he got sick, and then his kidneys failed him, and then he went down all the way down because he was getting saved, and the Lord healed him from homosexuality. And God gonna heal him. He don't take his medicine. And my motherfucking cousin died, y'all. That shit pisses me off. That pisses me the fuck off. And we don't even speak to this day because of that. And I told my cousin, I said, yes, God can heal him. Yes, God can deliver him through the fucking medication. But he wasn't delivered because he was still messing around with me because they told me about it. And that don't make no motherfucking sense. I remember when my cousin, when I first saw him, I don't know what year it was. It had to have been 94, 95, 96, 97. And I was downtown Dallas and I was working at the club. This little young boy walked up to me. He said, "Hey, cuz." I said, "Who is you?" It was my first cousin's son. I hadn't seen them since they was little boys. They moved away, y'all. They moved to California. They left when they was like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, maybe. Or younger. No, they were younger than that. So I haven't seen them. So she would always tell me about her son. She's like, "Yeah, he's gay," and and whatever like that. But he was a masculine guy. He wasn't feminine at all. He's very masculine. And I said, "Well, that's your son," and she was like my best friend. Like, besides my cousin, she was my best friend. Like, she went to the gay club with me. She hung out with me. Every time I wanted to talk about what I had going on in my life, she always supported me, whatever. And I said, "Well, I know that's your son, and I know it's different, and you don't want him to be gay." I said, "But you remember when me and you used to hang out? You go to the clubs with me. I talked about all the guys I was in love with. You always listened to me." I said, "That's your son, and I know it's different." I said, "But don't shun your son. Love him. You don't have to love what he do, but don't do to him what my parents did to me, what my mom did to me, disown me or whatever." And so when I seen him, I started crying, and I pulled him over to the side and I said, "Hey, I said, yeah, but he prep. They ain't got nothing to do with prep. They didn't have prep back then, and prep don't have nothing to do with if you so sage that you want to take your goddamn medicine, you're gonna die. Either you take it or you die. It's just you got two options. It's just like a person that's a diabetic or has somebody that has high blood pressure. You take your medicine or you die. Those are your options. And so what I was saying was, so when I seen him, I said, I started crying and everything, and I said, cousin, me and you need to have a talk. I said, first of all, do your mama know you here? He said, no. I didn't know who he was, y'all, because I hadn't seen him since he was a little boy. But I've seen pictures of him, but I knew that they was back in Texas, but I didn't know that he came down to a gay pride weekend that we had in Dallas. And I was crying, and I gave him a big hug, and I was sorry. Y'all, this is my cousin. Y'all, I was introducing everybody to my little cousin and everything. And he eventually told his mom, which she already knew, and then he ended up moving to Dallas, and I let him stay with me. And I told him, here are the rules. No drug activity, no men in and out the house. You can stay here to get yourself together and work. Then you can move out and get your own place. So my cousin went the total opposite way. He got to hooking up with guys and doing drugs. And then I told his mama, he got to go. He got to get out of my house because he got too much going on. He moved out. Next thing I know, we became cool and everything after he moved out. Whatever, we was cool. He was still my cousin. And I was still there trying to, tell him the right way to go and the wrong way to go and stuff like that. But unfortunately, he ended up getting HIV. He ended up which turned into him having kidney failure because he wouldn't take his medicine. And then he ended up dying. He ended up leaving us. And that, to this day, that fucking hurts me because here I am fucking 65 years old and you were way much younger than me and you come in here and you let this shit take you out like that. That shit don't make no fucking sense, man. So I don't even speak to his mama no more. I don't, and she don't speak to my mama. I don't speak to her. Then my mama start talking to her again, then I'll talk to her. I don't play that. I do not play that. So, it don't make no sense for him to be dead. The boy wasn't even fucking 40 years old yet. Made no sense. But you get to hang around the wrong people doing them drugs and stuff, That's what happens. Houston is a big city. If you don't have your shit together, you end up, doing the wrong thing, doing what you ain't supposed to be doing. That's not just Houston. That's any city. It could be a small city. Yeah, I know. It was a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes I talk about it, I started crying. But I didn't cry this time, but because it don't make no sense. He should be dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wouldn't listen. He said that he was okay until he died for now. Yeah. And that's not just HIV medicine. That's anything that keeps you alive. You got to take the medicine. And now people living with HIV, they don't have no motherfucking excuse because you got the people that taking shots, one pill a day. Like, come on, man. If my friends who died from back in the 80s, if they could be living now and say, oh, I want to take one pill a day, they would be so happy. And you got these motherfuckers, and you got a lot of people now. And people ain't dying from AIDS now like they was. But if you ever hear anybody dying from AIDS, that's because they're doing drugs or they just not taking their medicine. One of the two. It's them too. So, yeah, but it's all good. But y'all, I had a nice, well, it ain't quite over yet. I had a nice dinner yesterday with my friends, my two sons and my best friend from when I met him when he was in UT in Austin. And we had a nice dinner. I don't know if y'all saw the video or not, but it was nice. I don't invite a lot of people to my dinner. It was just a few of us. And I like seafood. I love seafood. And Papa Do's is one of my favorite restaurants. I'm going to go back to Papa Do's before I go home. And we had a good time. We really did. We had a nice time. I don't know if y'all saw, but my first son, he's not my real son. I keep telling everybody this. These are just young men that I've met through the years, and I'm like their father, whatever. Okay. The one, no, the one with the BMW is my. This was my first son. The one in the Mercedes came after him. Well, the one in the BMW, I met him when he was in college, and they used to sneak off and come to Dallas before they came out the closet. So, but it was three of them, and but yeah, he gave me a watch, a fossil watch with my birthday and carved in the back. Yeah, I've been knowing him a long time, and then we lost contact from each other, and I had been trying to reach him, and because he's not really on social media like that, and he works a lot, and so I had been trying to reach him. And I think about 4 years ago, I found him, and we talked on the phone, and I cried so hard. They like my kids. They like my real children. I watched them grow up, and I stayed on them about staying in college, and they all end up graduating and stuff. Matter of fact, one of them, he actually came to Dallas and moved with me and stayed with me before he moved to Atlanta. He's the one that died, and you know why he died. And so he came and he stayed with me, and he was my son, Joe Nathan. Y'all, that boy was a neat freak. When I tell you everything was, we talked about him last night. You would have thought he was in the military. He never went to the military, but everything was just shoes right here, shoes, everything in the closet, underwear. I mean, nothing was out of line with him. And he's like, Daddy, you got stuff everywhere. I said, well, you only here temporarily. When you move, then you could tell me how to run my house. But you put your stuff over there and I put my stuff over here. And that's how I'm running it over here. But yeah, he actually died when I was in doing the Maury Povich show. I got the phone call from his other brother. It was actually his cousin, his biological cousin. But back to my son, I was thinking about, I hadn't talked to him in about 4 or 5 years. I had been looking for him. And then I talked to him on the phone. I started crying because we started talking about my son that I'm talking about now, who they went to college with, how, I was so upset with him when I went to go visit him in Atlanta. At that time, I didn't know he was on, oh, I wish I was. I wish I was young. When I went to go visit him in Atlanta, I forgot what year it was, y'all. I don't remember. And at the time, after he died, that's when his best friend told me. He said, "Oh yeah, PT, he was taking his meds then, but he wasn't taking them." Oh, I was so mad at him. I was so mad at my son, y'all. I was like, because it don't make no sense, y'all. They younger than me. You know what I mean? They all younger than me. That made me so mad. I was so mad when he died. I was so fucking pissed. But I don't know, maybe he just didn't want to take this. He just didn't want to take his medicine. He just probably didn't want to take it. And so those were my three ones that I adopted, and it was actually more than three. It was like 4 or 5 or 6 of them. And I talked about this earlier. One of them was a band. He was a band director for Gremlin. He's a doctor now. We don't speak as much as we used to. I have quite a few that I've raised up and put out there in the world. They got their own parents, but I was like their gay daddy. And yeah, because I had this one guy. His name was Quay, and I was in Dallas one night, and I was coming out the club. I was doing something, and this guy walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, Dad." I'm like, "Who is you?" He's like, "This is Quay." Tall, dreads, nice looking. I said, "Quay from New Orleans? From Grambling?" He said, "Yeah, Dad, you don't remember me?" I said, "No, boy, you don't look the same. You was in college, just tall, handsome." And I hugged him, and he said, "Dad, I want to tell you something." He said, "And I'm gonna give you my number." He said, "Number one, I'm married. Me and my partner, we have a home in Atlanta, and I will never forget you telling us to stay in college and, and do the right thing. Don't do drugs. Don't go to jail. And everything you said stuck with me, and just want you to know I'm a product of what you taught me, and y'all that just tore me up. It tore me up, and so the guy I ate dinner with last night, they all were in college together at the same time. So yeah. Uh, and I haven't. Now the one that's a doctor, he lives in Grambling. I need to get in contact with him because I haven't talked to him in a while. But they all, some of them listened to me and some of them didn't. Some of them listened to me and some of them didn't. But that's like with the real families, you know. Some of these parents, they tell the kids what to do and try to lead them the right way. And because you got to realize, when I met my sons, they they remember, they moved away from home and went to college, and their parents weren't around. And so even though their parents probably instilled things in them, once they got to college, they thought they was the shit. So I came in and filled in the gap to say, hey, just because you in college, don't think you all that. You know, you better stay in school. You better you better not do no drugs. You better not be out here cutting up, acting the fool. And I tell them all that. And yeah, I mean, one time I was in New Orleans, my son Ryan, I put Ryan was on my show a long time ago. You had to been following me a long time to remember this video. I had all my sons on my live one time. It was like 8 of them. We did a StreamYard, and Ryan is from Dallas. And I hadn't seen Ryan in a long time. And I was in New Orleans at this little bar. This guy kept staring at me. I said, what is this guy looking at me for? He kept looking at me. And I said, he looks familiar, but y'all got to remember, I met them when they was fresh out of high school, going to, first year at college and second year at college. And I see him, he kept looking at me. I told my friend Chase, I said, this motherfucker is staring at me. He walks over to me. He says, Dad. I said, what's your name? He said, Ryan. I said, Ryan from Dallas. And there they go with them stories. Yeah, this my dad, PT. He taught me everything about life. And he told me don't do this. And yeah, Ryan. Yeah. And it's just like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But I'm glad I was able to touch people's lives and try to be positive and make them do the right thing. Try to guide them into doing the right thing, like I did. I didn't do drugs, and I didn't I didn't do heavy drinking, and I stayed out of trouble because that's how my mama taught me. So everything my mama taught me is what I taught them, even though I know they had parents. But a lot of folks, how people do, y'all, when they get to college, they think they the shit and they think they shit don't stink. Yeah, but I had to fill in the gap and let them know your shit do stink. And you better do the right thing. Yeah, so anyway. Well, okay. I just want to check in with y'all. This is going to be my last video until it's time for the show tomorrow. I got all my outfits together, my hair, my clothes, makeup. I got everything together. I'm ready for tomorrow. I said I was going to go live one more weekend, before in the morning. So I got to be up at 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 1, 2. I need to be about 11:30. I start painting my face about 12:31. Yeah, I started painting my face about between 11:30 and 12. And I will go live so you guys, so I can talk to y'all, let y'all know what I got going on. And then the show starts at 4 p.m. I got to be at the bar at 2. And then the show starts at 4. 5, 6, 7, 4, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. She'll be over about 4, 5, 6. About 7. Show should be over by 7, 6:37. A little later than that. It shouldn't be that long. So, but I promise y'all, I promise y'all that I will It's probably gonna be pre-recorded, y'all. It's still alive. I promise y'all, I will let y'all see me perform my 2 songs for the show tomorrow. Okay, I promise you. All right, I'm going to bed. All right, I got all my stuff together for tomorrow. Got my makeup lined up. Got my clothes together. I actually got some catfish. I finna go put it in this microwave. Eat this catfish that I didn't finish yesterday when I was at this place. And then I'm gonna eat that. Then I'm going to bed, and I will definitely check in with y'all. Oh, let me say this to everybody who sent me a cash out for my birthday. Thank y'all so much, Venmo or Chime. Thank y'all so much. Let me see here. It's going on 2 o'clock. Time to go to sleep. Oh my God, he died? Oh, I can't believe he died. Look who died. Bitch. Lindsey Graham. Bitch. He what's the name? That other old man. I thought he would have died. Oh my goodness, from South Carolina. Anybody from South Carolina, y'all know who that is. That's y'all senator. That's y'all Senator Lindsey Graham. He was 71 years old. This just came across the wire. What the fuck? Ooh. What's the other man? What's the other man name that's real sick right now? They being real quiet about him. What's his name? I can't think of his name. That's who I thought they was when it said Senator dies. I thought it was him, but it was damn. He outlived the old man. Outlived him. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. Yeah, this dude right here. This this dude right here. Graham was only 71, and they said they said this was something that just happened. Like that's crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look, all the folks that were supporting Trump, they getting up out of here, baby. I cannot believe he died. He was only 71. Well, we don't. Yeah, no, Strom Thurmond, he been gone, and he gone. But yeah, I can't believe he died. What? They said a mystery illness. Wow. Lindsey Graham, that's crazy. After a sudden illness is what they say. That is crazy. Whew. Man. 71, he was young. Yeah, Mitch McConnell way older than him. What, Mitch is in his 90s, I think. Mitch, I hate to say it, but Mitch gonna be next. He holding on. He trying to hold on, baby. He's holding on. He's trying his best to hold on. Anyway, I was gonna say thank you to everybody who sent me some love for my birthday. I appreciate y'all. And y'all have no idea, man, that them little $5, $10, and $20, that little shit be really be helping a bitch out when the bitch be out of town. I really appreciate everybody. I was sitting there eating today, and all of a sudden my cash app went off, and it was $65 from somebody for my birthday. It's like, oh wow, my cousin sent me 100 last night, so I appreciate y'all. Even the $10 tips, $10 birthday donations, everything. Not donations, but all the money everybody sent. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, okay, so after this show tonight, we're going to announce where the comedy show is going to be in Atlanta. It's still going on. It has not, the show has not been canceled. You can still buy a ticket online. The tickets have gone down. They're $25 in advance and $30 at the door. So if you live in the Atlanta area, the show is still going on. We will have the announcement of the new spot early Monday morning. Okay, guys? All right. When I'm out of here, guys, next time y'all see me, I'll be painting my face and we'll just be doing some conversation pieces and talking and stuff while I'm getting ready for the show. And then I'll be headed to the club and then get ready for my show. And you guys will definitely get to see my first and second song. You may not see all of it, but you'll get to see me performing there in Dallas. I love each and every one of you. Have a good night. Be safe. I'm going to go warm up this catfish and drink me some Coca-Cola, and I'm going to bed. Well, it's Diet Coke. Love y'all. Be good. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.